Hello everybody and welcome to the 2021 Quick Fit British Touring Car Championship. And this round of the championship comes to you from Oulton Park. It's rounds 10, 11 and 12. After 5 weekends off, the Quick Fit British Touring Car Championship makes its way over now for an unusual run. It's the 1st of August today, and we'll have 3 meetings in the summer month as well. Can't wait to get started. And first of all, we must start with the horrific accidents that we've seen so far this weekend. If you're wondering why I am wearing orange and why Megan will be wearing orange and why Ian Birch will have on his headset an orange mic shield today, is because tragically yesterday at Brands Hatch, in a horrific accident in one of the support categories for the Brick Cars event, one of the cars ran over the top of one of the Armco barriers and collided with a marshal's post. And sadly, one of the marshals on that post has sadly passed away. And a huge outpouring of support and emotion from the all over motorsport community has come out. Alice Powell has set up a Just Giving page. The link is on her Twitter as well. And of course, our sympathies go out to the friends and families of the marshal who has passed away. And in honour, everyone in the motorsport community has been asked to wear something orange today. I've gone for an orange top as well. Megan's got I think an orange blouse, and Ian Birch's got a orange mic shield on his headset as well. And I'm seeing numerous orange around the motorsports events that have been happening today as well. And it is horrible because without marshals, who are unpaid volunteers, we could not go racing. They put themselves in the firing line so that their passion and our passion can happen of motorsport as well. And it's horrific when any member of the motorsport community loses their life. We got very, very lucky yesterday in the Spa 24-hour race as well, with a 4-car pile-up. 2 drivers were immediately taken to the medical centre and released from the medical centre. However, another 2 drivers were taken to hospital, and the most severely affected was the Williams support driver of Jack Aitken. Luckily, he is okay. All drivers are alive, which is great news as well. But Jack suffering I think it was a broken collarbone and a bruised vertebrae as well, and he's on very strong painkillers. My best wishes to Jack Aitken, and also to his friends and family, especially to Alex, his girlfriend, who's working this weekend at Alpine as their social media manager as well. Always one of the power couples you see around Formula One as well. So best wishes to Jack for a speedy recovery, and hopefully Alex can spend time with him over the summer break, because usually when they're in the racing seasons, they're in separate bubbles. So keep your fingers crossed as well that they will get some time together, because understandably it was very, very shaky what has happened. We must, however, move on to this weekend and the Quick Fit British Touring Car Championship, the first of 3 races coming your way today. Race 1 is live now, so this is going to be a live coverage race. Race 2 later on will be delayed coverage. That begins at 4:10 British Summer Time here on the YouTube channel. If you do want to watch the race live, I'll just go over here and see. Race 2 gets underway at 2:45 British Summer Time. That is live, so 2:45 live for race 2. That's on ITV4, and but we will be covering it delayed due to the fact that the F1's Hungarian Grand Prix is on at the same time. Now, race 3 of the day is live at 5 o'clock, so it's a quick turnaround from race 2 to race 3 here on the YouTube channel, but that should be live as well. Going in terms of the championship, after 5 weekends away, 3 points is the lead at the top. Ash Dutton leads at 116 points, and Tom Ingram on 113. Josh Cook is on 90 as well. They're closing up. In the Manufacturers' Championship, it's BMW leading the way, 274 points, to Motors Base Performance Ford 240, and Toyota on 209. In the Teams Championship, Laser Tools Racing leading on 169 points, to Ginster's XL LR8 with Trade Price Cars.com on 154, BMW on 138. In the Independence Trophy, Ash Sutton leading that one as well on 127 points, Tom Ingram on 124. And then in the Independent Teams Trophy, it's Ginster's XLR8 with Trade Price Cars on 141, 1 point clear of Laser Tools Racing on 140. And in the Jack Sears Trophy, it's Dan Rowbottom leading that one 170 points. to Sam Osborne on 144. In terms of free practice sessions, free practice 1's fastest time, Tom Oliphant at 1:33.367. Practice 2, Jack Goff, 1:26.381. Qualifying's pole time by Senna Proctor, 1:25.485. And with that, let's take a look at how they line up on the grid then. Row 1, Senna Proctor starting on the soft compound tyre, the same as Gordon Shedden alongside him. The second row of the grid sees Rory Butcher alongside Dan Rowbottom. Butcher starts on the mediums, Dan Rowbottom on the softs. Row 3, Jack Goff and Adam Morgan. Jack Goff on the softs, Adam Morgan on the medium tyres. Then on row 4, Jake Hill starts in 7th on the softs, Stephen Jelly on the mediums. Row 5, Turkington on softs and Ash Sutton on the medium tyres. Row 6, Sam Osborne and Aidan Moffat both on the medium compound tyre. Row 7, Josh Cook and Tom Oliphant both again on the mediums. Row 8 is Sam Schmelt and Dan Lloyd. They're both on mediums. Row 9, Ollie Jackson and Jason Plato. Ollie Jackson on the softs, Plato on the mediums. Row 10, Carl Boardley and Chris Smiley, both of them on the mediums. Row 11, Aaron Taylor-Smith on the mediums and Tom Chilton on the softs. Jade Edwards is on row 12 alongside Ricky Paffett, both on the mediums. Row 13, making his debut, Jack Mitchell on the mediums, and Nick Hamilton starts 26th at the back of the grid, I think from the pit lane as well. Row 14, Jack Butel and Tom Ingram start on the medium compound tyres as well to round out the back of the grid. Just 28 cars taking part in this British Touring Car event. Let's move over then to the graphics. As you can see, scheduled start time is at 12:20. 15 laps ahead of us here today as well. And also, we've also got a new feature, a new toy to play with the driver tracker. That will be in operation throughout most of the race. Lap 1, it won't start. So lap 1, you'll see myself in full screen pictures with the timing screen. And then we'll flick over to that for the remainder of the race. And in the end, we'll come up back to the main pictures as well. Need a little toy to play with, and I'm happy. We won't have this for the delayed races, so you'll know this race is live because we'll have the driver tracker in the top corner as well. Jack Goff warming his tyres up then as well. Starts 5th on the grid. Can he have a better performance? Now, Goff was very impressive back at Snetterton as well, as I said. But he's got to have some higher performance. Highest at Brands Hatch round 9, scoring 17 points as well. He's currently 9th in the championship. He is the top tip coming into this weekend as well. Don't count out, however, Tom Oliphant, who topped the first practice session, but it was Goff on a 1:26.381 who set the time in a dry free practice 2. Free practice 1 was wet. 9 kilograms of ballast for Rory Butcher, 27 for Rowbottom, 15 for Goff. Hiller's on 39, 48 kilograms of ballast for Colin Turkington. Ash Sutton is on 75, the championship leader gets the maximum. Josh Cook is on 57, Tom Oliphant is on 33 of kilograms. Jason Plato 21, Jack Mitchell, an entry ballast for this race only, he'll have 25 kilograms of ballast, and Tom Ingram has 66 kilograms of ballast as well. They're coming up then out of the track. The corners, turn 1 is Old Hall. That drops down through the avenue into Dentons and then into Cascades. Then you go down towards the lakeside before the island hairpin loops you back on towards the hilltop at the bottom there, as you can see on the screen. Then in side by side through Hislop Chicane. Then in the little kink at Knickerbrook. Up Clay Hill, a quick flick towards Druids at the bottom of the track there, up Warwick Bridge, and then the final corner is Lodge, and then you see the finish line as well. The first sector time is just before the island hairpin, the second sector time is at Clay Hill, and then the finish line is up through Lodge, and then the last part of it is Deer Leap. So hopefully you got that right in contention as well and know everything you need to. The chat is open as well, so get that in ready for this race. David Addison is not with the ITV4 team this weekend. He is covering the Spa 24-hour. So alongside on ITV4's commentary team with Tim Harvey, it is Richard John Neal. The temperature has decreased. Track temperature at 25.7. Air temperature is at 16.6 degrees as well. It's been raining. It's been sunny. Who knows? After 5 weekends away, the QuickFit British Touring Car Championship is about to kick back into life. All 5 lights are on, and it's lights out at Oulton Park. A great start from Senna Proctor. Gordon Shedden gets a bad start. Rory Butcher almost towards the wall as well. Downhill and towards turn 1, and it is going to be Rowbottom trying to go right round the outside of his teammate Shedden. Doesn't work out. Shedden leads as they head down towards Denton's for the first time. Switch back up. It's a Honda Yassif 1-2. Proctor down to third. Rory Butcher trying to go around the outside, and off the track is Colin Turkington. He's off the track. Down at Denton's as well before coming into Cascades. He's going on. So Turkington drops way back as Dan Rowbottom, I think, has got the lead. We can't see at the moment. Shedden takes the lead back at the island hairpin. Rowbottom to second, Proctor third, and Colin Turkington gets back onto the track and down through the lakeside towards the island hairpin. He's going right at the back. Great start by Jade Edwards. She's made up a couple of positions as well. Oliphant under pressure as we see Plato and Lloyd side by side. One ball with Cardboardly as well, trying to have a little bit of a battle. Now switching to Chris Smiley. All sorts of chaos at the moment and drama. Lovely to see as well. Morgan moves up into 3rd place. Proctor drops down to 6th place. Jelly moves up the order as well. Jackson goes to 11th. Smiley goes to 16th. They're all swapping, changing positions as quick as you can see. Lap 1 of 15 here for the QuickFit British Touring Car Championship as Butcher desperately tries to go around the outside of Adam Morgan as we see, I think that was Moffat defending as well from Proctor. Lap 1 complete. As you see on your screen, down the order of 28 cars. Shedden, Rowbottom, Butcher, Morgan, Jelly, Proctor, Moffat, Goff. Then it's Hill, Cook, the top 10. Cook made up 3 places already. But the 2, Honda Yassif Racing, are the cars to watch at the moment as they are close together. Only 0.2 of a second separate them, but less than 20,000 of a second separate Butcher and Morgan. They were side by side through the first couple of corners. Replay of the start. Now let's take a look then further back as well. And Turkington gets touched, I think, from the back of, I think it's actually Ash Sutton who hit him. So Sutton hitting Turkington off. Sutton has dropped down the order to 26th place. So yeah, it was Sutton who hit Turkington down at turn 1. Oh, you don't see that every day. Let's take a look then open on the driver tracker. You can see, hopefully you can make out those little numbers on the screen. It's as big as we can make them at the moment, with Gordon Shedden leading the way at the moment here. You'll see as the safety car is deployed. It's lap 2 of 15. And Josh Cook has got an exclamation mark next to his name, and I think that means he's got a penalty. Correct me if I'm wrong. As Butcher launches up the inside, down a Dear Leap, trying to get through on Adam Morgan. Up the hill we go as well. Butcher forces Morgan off the track and still can't get through. That BMW of Morgan's is immensely powerful compared to the old Mercedes. Is round the outside now as well. Side by side, slipping on the inside. Josh Cook gets ahead of Tom Oliphant. Down in towards turn 1 and at Old Hall, down the avenue into Denton's before coming into Cascades. Cascades is turn 4 on the track as well. And this driver track away, by the way, is live to the pictures I'm watching. Because it's a British touring car, so it's local, side by side. Oliphant trying to go around the outside, on the inside as well. Senna Proctor holding him off, but coming through Aidan Moffat there. Jack Goff involved as well. 3 abreast at the exit of Island Hairpin as well. Proctor goes through. Jelly now holding off Moffat. Moffat has the inside line down towards the Hislop chicane at the exit now. Side by side, Oliphant gets bumped out a little bit too much. Moffat has to keep it through as they come through Knickerbrook. It's Moffat ahead. Wow, you can't even stop for a drink at the moment. Oh, and a time penalty for car 66. So that's a time penalty for cars 48 Jackson, 66 Cook, and 23 of Sam Schmelt for an out-of-position start. So it's 5-second time penalty. They were out of position when the lights went out. Really bizarre start there then to see them out of grid position. So it's Jackson, Cook, and as I said, Sam Schmelt down in 26th position. You might be able to see them on your screen highlighted. No, you can't. But that is the order at the moment that they're stuck into. So, Jane Edwards holding off into 20th place at the moment. She's had an okay start. She did get ahead of Ingram, but then Ingram's repassed her as well. So, swapping over at the moment then. Lap 4 of 15. It's a very quick championship, if you know. It's still side by side as well, down the hill as well. Osborne had a bad move there, and Ash Sutton is in the pit lane. The championship leader comes down pit lane for repairs, and this championship lead is decreasing. Watch out then for Tom Ingram, who had a 3-point deficit to Sutton to really maximise on this. Where is Ingram in the standings at the moment? I'm trying to have a look. Ingram down in 19th place at the moment. Andy Neat, by the way, who did qualify for this race, has withdrawn from this weekend. In the 5-week gap, he contracted COVID-19. Although he was tested negative for this weekend, he did do practice and did take part in qualifying. However, he found it too much and too difficult to keep going. So very understandably, he has withdrawn from this event. Jake Hill, replay now, hitting the side of Jack Goff down at the island bend. Hill going on the inside and maybe Goff going a bit defensive, but in that opinion, wasn't exactly a move going on to begin with. Lap 5 of 15, Shedden leads from row bottom as well. Honda USF Racing really having the fight of their lives at the moment. You love to see it. Jake Hill holding off now from Goff. Goff is still attacking, still pushing, as they head down towards Denton's, into Cascades. Once again, fastest lap this time to Gordon Shedden, the race leader, 1:26.275. That's the order at the moment, as they keep running up down into the island hairpin. Hill holds off again. Goff is right in his wheel tracks. Rain clouds at the exit as they go up through the hilltop down towards Hislop chicane. And the rain clouds coming in. We had rain this morning. We've also had rain in the Formula 1 paddock for the Hungarian Grand Prix. The Formula 3 race that took part this morning was started behind the safety car and ended behind the safety car as well. You're 90 minutes away from the start, by the way, of the Formula 1 Grand Prix. We are on air at, I think, 1:40 British Summer Time. Oh no, black and white flag for the race leader of Gordon Shedden for track limited turn 1. So Gordon Shedden has got a black and white flag for track limited turn 1. That is really not good news. He does it again. He gets a time penalty. And Butcher under pressure from Senna. Proctor in towards turn 1. Proctor's on the back of him. Butcher holding that inside line as much as he possibly could. Dan Lloyd down the order, 15th place now as well as they all go through. And this now beginning to get into the way we like to see motorsport, the way we like to see it. Look at that. Ash Sutton just coming into the last couple of corners of Lodge and D Elite now towards the finish line on your driver tracker there. He is mighty time behind as well. He's 43.539 seconds back from Shedden. And the entire field is separated by round about 6 or 7 seconds. So you know how close this touring car race is as Proctor looks again down into Hislop chicane on Butcher. Not working out. Can he get a run out of Knickerbrook? No. So Cook and Schmeltz have that 5-second time penalty. That will be added immediately as the race is over. Cook and the penalty. Jackson in the 48, Cook in the car 66 and car 23. Of Sam Schmelt as well. Black and white flag limits for car 41. That is Carl Bordley for track limits at turn 1 and 2s. That's Old Hall and the Avenue. Rounding down into Denton's as Proctor looks up the inside and Lodge corner of Rory Butchie. Now switch to the outside, up through Dia Leap, across the start line now once again to start. Lap 7 of 15, down towards turn 1 at Old Hall. Coming into the Avenue, Butcher goes a little bit wide. Proctor tried to take the inside line, didn't pay off that time. Proctor really is running right behind him now. Butcher holding that inside line. Proctor flashing the lights on his Honda Civic Type R there. Gets a great run. A little bit off the track there. Kept all 4 wheels on though. Down into the hairpin and Proctor throws up the inside. Butcher can't hold it. Butcher forced to the outside. Butcher forced off the track by Senna Proctor, who moves up into 4th position. So it's a little bit moves like that. It's moves like that that can find their way through. And now Butcher falls prey to Aidan Moffat and Tom Oliphant. Let's take a look at it once again. Proctor braked late, dived up the inside. Butcher knew was coming, left him room in the Toyota Gazoo Racing, but through went Senna Proctor in the Honda Civic Type R. So, it's lap 7 of 15. Proctor moves up to 4th. Front two runners at the moment are the soft compound tyre runners of Shedden and Rowbottom. So, still got to have a little bit of advantage, a little bit of disadvantage as well. Just keep your fingers crossed as well. As here is Ash Sutton all the way back in the Laser Tools Racing in the Subaru. He is now way left down. Oh, big crash. Off goes Oliphant. He gets rammed into the back as well. Oh, and we've got a goal. This will be a red flag for sure. We've got Tom Oliphant in the middle of the track. 2 cars have run into him, and the red flag has been called. The red flag has been called because Tom Oliphant is right in the middle of the track and he's smashed into. Red flag on lap 18, on lap 8 of 15 as well. The race has been stopped immediately. Oliphant gets sideswiped by 2 different cars. It's Oliphant, Smiley and Bordley and Paffin involved in that as well. So it's a red flag because the track is blocked on lap 8 of 15, and that is never ever good news. And that was an immediate red flag as well, not even to the safety car situation. That red flag came out immediately. So the second red flag of the year. The first came in race 2 back at Thruxton. Now in round 10, the race is stopped on lap 8 of 15. Let's take another look at it then. Full on board as well. So up the inside, Jason Plato hits the side of Oliphant. Oliphant spins round, runs into the back. And Smiley can't avoid him, smashes into him. Oh, and Paffin was blind, smashes driver's door. So Smiley couldn't go anywhere. Paffin was blind by cars in front of him. Plato spun Oliphant round and bang! A kamikaze effect. So Plato dives up the inside down at Lodge Corner, spins Oliphant round 360. Plato gets through only just. So did Dan Lloyd, but Smiley was completely blind at the exit, rams into the back of him, and then we also had the incident as well where Paffett just comes through and absolutely whacks into the back of him. So the car is trapped in the middle. The track was blocked with 3 cars. The only sensible decision was to throw out the red flag. So this is the first race of the day. It's where Ricky Paffett absolutely annoyed at the moment as well, and Paffett was blind to that one as well. It's nobody's fault but Jason Plato's, that one, unfortunately. Plato went for the move and spun him round. So red flag on lap, and the race is, I think, over. The checkered flag has come out. So we'll take, because we've got a timetable to keep here, I wonder if that's the end of the race. So this is Oliphant again getting spun around by Plato on. Oliphant just goes right to the back of Smiley, who's completely blind. Smiley's front left gone. Paffett was blind on the middle of the track as well. Turkington nearly ran into his teammate and Paffett as well. So the checkered flag has come out on lap 7 of 15. Now, whether or not we'll have a restart, I'm not sure, but this part of the race has concluded. That's confirmed. So we wait to see what's going to happen. Oh, and that is Oliphant getting 2 big whacks. But thank God that they're all out okay as well. And Paffin out there arguing with Chris Smiley, saying, where are you supposed to go? Absolutely nowhere to go on that one. So, red flag. What is going to happen next? We have an hour before we have to leave you to cover the Formula 1 race here. So, we will see what's going to happen. And also, this is the problem with not having a co-commentator. So what we're going to do is we'll go through the order as it was when the red flag came out. And it was Gordon Shedden leading this race. We were only 8 minutes and 47 seconds into this race before that red flag came out. So it was Shedden who was the fastest from Rowbottom second. He was only 1.3 seconds behind. Morgan was running in 3rd place after that great pass on Rory Butcher. Senna Proctor was P5, Aidan Moffat P6, Stephen Jelly P7, Jake Hill was running 8th. Jack Goff was running P9, and Dan Osborne was running inside the top 10. Points went down to 15, remember. So Oliphant was 11th, Plato 12th, Lloyd 13th, Smiley 14th, Boardley in 15th. Ingram ran 16th, and so 15th for Boardley. That would be end of the points, because I think it's gone back a lap as well, actually. Then it will show Ingram 16th, Taylor Smith in 17th, 18th for Jackson, Jade Edwards 19th, so she moves up a place. Josh Cook 20th with the 5-second penalty to serve, same as Jackson and Smelt. Moving down, we'll see Tom Chilton 21st, Jack Mitchell is 22nd, Ricky Paffett 23rd but out of the race, Jack Butel 24th, Colin Turgan to 25th, Sam Schmetz out of the race in 26th place, and Ash Sutton in 27th place as well. So Sam Schmetz actually might have avoided that one, but definitely Oliphant's out of the race. So is Smiley, and so is Ricky Paffett as well. So we'll wait to see what the latest news is going to be for the Quick Fit British Touring Car Championship. As I said, we've got an hour to get the rest of the race finished. So stay with us before we cross over to the F1 coverage as well. Definitely something we wasn't anticipating, a red flag. And that was a very quick red flag as well, because Oliphant just span round and 3 cars into the back of him, and it was an immediate red flag call as well, which is an interesting one. Paul O'Neill 9 minutes ago tweeted, "Remember last time there was a Honda 1-2 around here?" With Matt Neal Racing as well. So, red flag is out, and we'll tell you quickly about the Formula 1. From Ian Ferguson, who's the weatherman for BBC, says, "Update, radar below shows current passage of thunderstorms and associated severe weather into southwest Hungary. This heading northeast. Timing and exact scope of this, once up is Budapest area, will be critical to race fortunes." So it is going to rain heavy, it looks like, for the Formula 1 race later on today, which is fantastic. If you're watching us, and to save me from boredom as well, while this mess gets cleaned up, get in touch on the YouTube chat as well. What's your opinion on the racing so far? Let's not just keep it to British touring cars, though. Let's keep it to everything. Formula 1, MotoGP, British touring cars, anything you like. Get the questions into the YouTube chat. You can get me on Twitter as well, at Joshua Birch 99 as well. And we'll see what this race is going to have. The rest of it, it was actually at half distance when the race was red flagged. Lap 7.5 out of 15. So we are half distance, which means full points can be awarded for this race if they choose to. If you're just joining us, it's not any situation of the checkered flag has come out, the race is over. We are under, as I said, a red flag. And the reason for that, as I'm trying to explain, is because of a very, very nasty accident. Everyone's got out of the car okay, but Jason Plato span around Tom Oliphant, and Oliphant got collected by Chris Smiley and then into the side as well of Ricky Paffett, and it's brought out the red flag. So we are waiting for the restart procedure whenever that may come, and I'm hoping as well that it's not going to take too long, because we do need to see what is going to happen next as I desperately try and find something out there as well to bring back in the fact for new viewers joining us that this is a red flag situation and we are not just waiting around for anything to finish, because this race is effectively suspended until further notice. So be in touch, stay with us here while I get this red flag graphic working for us all. And we can just get ready to go racing once again, hopefully soon. So there you go then. Red flag, race is stopped. And hopefully now we'll get some more information as ITV4 come back off here. So the drivers are all out on the grid then. We're under a red flag here at Oulton Park after an accident for Tom Oliphant. It's lap 7 of 15. And we will wait for the green flags. Jade Edwards out of the car as well, waiting. Talking with Jason Plato, all at Adrian Flux Racing. If you don't mind, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, under this red flag, I'll take a little pew and sit down. Hopefully you can still see and hear me, hopefully, so it's not that bad. You've got your order on the side. So what we are understanding is we are going to have a restart of 6 laps in duration. Let's take a look at it once again. So Plato makes the move up the inside line, hits the rear left of Oulton. Oulton gets then smashed into by Chris Smiley. He's in the centre of the track at the exit of a blind exit, and then gets a massive whack, head-on, full throttle from Gary Paffett on driver's door. Plato surely going to get a penalty for that one. I can't see how he's not going to get a penalty. Dan Lloyd was Jason Plato's teammates running right behind him as well, showed it. Loads of carbon fibre and debris off the track. 3 cars stranded in the track. What else are you going to do but red flag it? Oh, that was a nasty accident as well. You can hear the crunch of carbon fibres as well. So the cars are all parked, actually, the entrance to the last corner, because they can't get back to the start grid or the pit lane. So the entire drivers are actually on the exit of Lodge, down through Warwick Bridge, and all the way back towards Druids at the further half of the track. So that's how big it is at the moment. So the red flag has been withdrawn. The first part of round 10 has officially been checkered flagged. So round 10 itself might only be 6 laps in duration. So the first race will be declared null and void, and they will set the starting grid for the new race that's going to come up shortly. So get in touch, as I said, at Joshua Birch 99 on Twitter, and I will get all your questions through as well. And if you're watching on Sky Sports F1, apparently a great opener, a good use of archive footage as well. That's from Motorsport Broadcasting. I have not seen the Sky F1 show just yet, because we're covering the British Touring Car Championship. So as we wait on and see what's going to happen next, it's been a very interesting one as well as to what's going to happen. We've got a total of 45 minutes. So we've still got plenty of time to bring you live coverage of race 1. And this red flag actually helps us all, because it's going to delay the rest of the day, which gives me more time to complete the second race of the day. That would take part after the Formula 1. It may even push it. And look, there's the confirmation for you. It is going to be a 6-lap race. So there's the confirmation for you on your monitor. This next race is going to be 6 laps long. Fantastic. And the scheduled start of that says it's at 12:21, but it's already past that. So we'll have to wait to see what the official start time on that is going to be, because it's not going to be 21 minutes past the hour of the next hour. So we will keep updating you on that one. So the race will restart, and the drivers have been given the 10-minute signal. So they're now getting their clobber back on as well. So a very quick red flag here at Oulton. And it will be a 6-lap shootout for round 10 of the QuitFit British Touring Car Championship. How nice. So Ash Sutton getting back in. This is actually great news for Ash Sutton, because it gives him the reset he needed. He was involved in that, and same to Colin Turkin actually. They were both involved in that lap 1 crash. Now it's going to bring them all back together for a fresh start. And it will be another standing start as well coming up for 6 laps. It's a British Touring Car sprint race. And this, so the first race is declared null and void. The results from that first part of this race will set the grid for part 2. And the winner at the end of part 2 will be the winner. It's not like aggregate timing or anything. It is going to be that simple. So, its track temperature is at 16.7 degrees. Sorry, no, that's air temperature. Air temperature at 16.7 degrees. Track temperature 26.9. And we understand that the safety car will bring them up to the grid and then form them up for a formation lap before coming to the restart as well for a 5-light procedure. It's 5 lights here at Oulton Park. You know, somewhere around the country it's always different. But here at Oulton Park, they are 5 red lights, doubled up, that give you the green light. So we're just hearing information. And Louise has caught up with Chris Smiley, so I'll tell you what he says. He's absolutely fine, which is great news. So Chris Smiley is absolutely fine. But this also means to question, is Tom Oulton, Chris Smiley and Ricky Paffett going to be involved in the second race later on today? Because they had a very big hit. Oulton's car looks completely destroyed on bodyworks. Suspension off on Chris Smiley's car as well. a big body job to be done, a big rebuild to do on some of these cars as well. And it's now officially been called the Round 10 Restart Race. So new regulations coming in this year to make it that both half of the races are still meaningful for the points. So it will be a restart, not a new race. It will be a restart for 6 laps out of the 15. So should take around about 10 minutes to complete this when we get restarted. It's just coming up to the hour now, so plenty of time to restart. I think they're going to restart on the hour, as far as I can tell. So at 1 o'clock. The car's now coming to the grid. Yeah, so car's now getting fired up, and the track is cleared, and they are heading back to the grid. So after a red flag here at Oulton Park, the racing can resume. I think we have 25 cars left in this race. We'll show you the new grid as well. And the TOCA officials helping them through. The mechanics also have got to run all the way back from Lodge uphill into it as well. Let's take another look view then. At the exit of Lodge into D Elite, we've got this camera angle. So Plato up the inside. Where are they? Here they are. So Plato up the inside, spins round Olifon. Olifon is blind mid-corner, runs into the back of Chris Smiley. Pavic blind, going full speed, whacks into the side, and literally lifts Olifon's car up in the air. And and there's Ollie Jackson as well, getting moved onto the grass. And Plato dabbed at the inside. Olifon doesn't know he's there. Tags round. And bang for the back, and then bang for your buck. It's this Paffett incident I don't like as well, because he literally forces Olifant on driver's side door so far down the track as well. It's very, very scary. So the grid getting lined up. The TOCA official there waving the cars up to get you into your grid positions as well. And the grid going to be formed as well. It's on the radio back to the race director as well. Hopefully we can complete this the first race of the day here, round 10 of the Quick Fit British Touring Car Championship. We got away with it last time there was a red flag because, as I said, it was round 2 at Thruxton, and we covered that race in delay. So we were able to do the first start, jump the red flag period, and do start 2. So it was very unlucky that we've got this one up there as well. And Alex Thompson, who is the girlfriend of Jack Aitken, has put a tweet out saying, "Just wanted to take a moment to say thank you to everyone who's shown support to Jack and to everyone who's messaged me as well. I've read every message, and knowing how loved Jack is has meant the world. The outpouring has been a bit overwhelming. Thank you," with a blue love heart as well. And that's absolutely fantastic as well, because everybody knows exactly what it's been like. And we've got a news flash for you from Ian Ferguson ahead of the Formula 1 race. Teams have now been advised by the FIA forecast that the fast-moving line of storms looks set to arrive pre-race from 2:30. That's the time we go on air as well. So, very interesting. We could have a wet race in Hungary. What a day we've got for racing. Absolutely fantastic. Can't wait to see how this one's going to be. So I hope nobody minds. Let's take a quick look at the track as they're getting ready for this restart while I take a quick swig of water. As we get ready, we've been on there now 39 minutes. So I do apologise. It's taken so long at the moment here to bring you this round of the championship. But as you can understand, red flags beyond our control. As the cars are now formed up on the grid once again. Gordon Shedden now on pole position with his teammate Jack Rowbottom alongside him. Dan Rowbottom. I don't know where I get... Jack Rowbottom is the name of a friend of mine, actually, so that's why I'm getting confused. If I've called him Jack during this race, you know why. It's Dan Rowbottom. And Nick Hamilton never even took the start of the race. That's why he was down in 28th place. And a fuel pipe issue has prevented him from starting this race. So as we wait for the restart here at Oulton Park, a reminder as well to always show support So the men and women in orange around this track as well, the wonderful marshals, who without them we can't go racing. And a big congratulations to all of them there for cleaning up the track so quickly, which means we can conclude this championship race for a 6-lap dash. And I think they're going to get underway at 1 o'clock for a 10-minute shootout, which is perfectly fine with us. No rush at all. If it was MotoGP, we might have been a little bit worried around about now. We would have left it. Not cover it, and we would have just left race 1 and come back and later and stream the rest of it. So as the Nick Hamilton's car and the Rocket gets repaired as well, the 28, starting 28th, hopefully he'll be there as well for race 2, and he'll have an interesting run. Cars lined up on the grid then, the horns are going off around the track, almost ready for a restart for round 10. And Ash Sutton, right at the back of the grid, after being involved in that contact on the opening lap with Colin Turkington. This is big thumbs up news for him that he can get back up into the race and maybe even score some points in this 6-lap race. They're going to have a very fast start and a very quick start to do so. And also a good reminder that later on this evening at 9 o'clock British Summer Time and 4 p.m. Eastern, the BBB Esports Champion Series returns for the 3rd season, this time on F1 2021. Myself and Carter Lundy will be commentating on that race as well on the BBB Esports Twitch channel. So I implore you all to go and take a look at that race later on this evening. And don't forget, we've got the British Touring, the remaining of the British Touring Car races coming up today, as well as the Formula 1 Hungarian Grand Prix coming up for you live. I think getting underway, the lights out in about an hour's time as well, which is going to be fun. Megan Birch and Ian Birch joining me in the commentary box for that one. And they're all getting ready actually at the moment, and keep your fingers crossed it's going well. Dan Rowbottom watching on, waiting to get going. P2 on the grid for Dan. Can he get another demon start to what he did in the first half of this race to get up into 2nd place and almost take the lead into that first corner ahead of Shedden? It was flicking between the two quite a lot. The Esso petrol station sign still on the side of the track there as well. As the cars begin to move away. The 3 minutes to go. And Matt Neal being asked, that was a dream start to the race, wasn't it? And Matt saying, I hope Tom is okay. Tom Oliphant, of course, who was involved in that accident, who's been taken, I think, to the medical centre. Matt Neal, champion in 2005, 2006 and 2011. I remember seeing Matt Neal's championship win in 2011, actually. It was before I commentated on the touring cars. I started commentating on the Quick Fit touring car. Well, in those days, it was the Dunlop MSA British Touring Car Championship. I started back in 2013. And, of course, this season, the first one, we've started streaming live on YouTube. But we've done these races for years and years now as well. And it's one of my favourite series, actually. Every series I cover, I absolutely love. Formula 1, love it. British Touring Cars, MotoGP, Formula E, love it. IndyCar, love it. Although IndyCar is a series I can give and take. I'll do the Indy 500 and I can leave the rest of them if I want to, but I do love it. Away they go on the formation lap as well to get this race restarted here at Oulton Park, which is great news. So a 6-lap shootout completed on time. The lights will go out about 1 o'clock. Perfect. All 25 cars getting away from the grid. Oh, look, we've got some seagulls at the exit of Dentons and Cascades. Some of the seagulls down there are going to get a big shock in a second by the fact that racing cars are going to come through. So, not good. Right, let's take a look then at the new starting grid for this round of the championship. Gordon Shedden on pole position. Alongside him is Dan Rowbottom. They were on the soft tyres. Row 2, Adam Morgan and Rory Butcher, they're on the mediums. Row 3, Senna Proctor on the softs and Aidan Moffat on the mediums. Row 4, Stephen Jelly and Jake Hill. Jelly on the mediums, Hill on the softs. Row 5, Jack Goff and Sam Osborne. Goff on the softs, Osborne on the mediums. Row 6, Jason Plato and Dan Lloyd, both on mediums. Carl Boardley and Tom Ingram take part row 7 on the mediums. Row 8, Aaron Taylor-Smith and Ollie Jackson, both of them on mediums. Oh, no, Ollie Jackson is actually now on soft tyres. Jade Edwards starts 17th alongside Josh Cook on mediums. Row 10, Tom Chilton softs and Jack Mitchell on mediums. Jack Butel on the mediums on Colin Turkerton softs on row 11. Row 12 is Sam Schmidt and Ashley Sutton on the medium tyres as well. So 24 cars taking part in this race then. In this championship, we lost 4 of the original 28. They're now warming up down through Hislops. It's 1 o'clock, which is great news as well. And the weather radar for the Grand Prix as well is really, really changing for Hungary, which is great. A wet race in Hungary. Can't wait. It's going to be great. And this British Touring Car race is going to explode for 6 laps. Sorry about that. Little things going down the wrong way at the moment with some oxygen. But there's the driver tracker that we'll have open if you're just joining us. For the remainder of the race, the driver tracker will be open just like it was in the first half. You'll get where the schedule start is. You'll get a green flag, a yellow flag, or a safety car, or even what we saw in race 1 with a red flag getting swept up as well. So Sutton starts right at the back with maximum ballast as well of 75. Whereas the 2 Hondas start at the front, quite light on energy as well. It's going to be a good one. Here's your tip, everybody, for race winners. It's going to be close. It's going to be tense. It needs to be close. It needs to be tense. 6 laps then to decide round 10 of the Quit Fit British Touring Car Championship. It's a whole new race. Race 1 is declared null and void. That is used now to set the grid for this second half of race 1. 6 laps then will go down in the history books as the official race results. It's Gordon Shedden on pole position. Dan Rowbottom alongside him on the first row of the grid. And then launch it down towards turn 1 at Old Hall through the avenue. Denton's, Cascades, Lakeside, Island Bend at the hairpin. Hilltop, Hislops, Knickerbrook, Clay Hill, Druids, Warwick Bridge, Lodge. And where Sutton is now at Deer Leap, the top of the hill. It's time to get this race restarted. It's the Quit Fit British Touring Car Championship round 10 from Oulton Park. So let's have another go. 5 lights on. Away! Nice start, and once again from Rowbottom. Shedden just did not get going down towards turn 1. Rowbottom leads into the first corner. Shedden slots into second place. Holding off third is Adam Morgan as well. Rowbottom leads as several cars flying off as well. Left and right, bollards getting thrown up everywhere. Sutton lucky to the inside as we approach Cascades for the first time through Denton's. Another lock up further back as well. More bodywork getting flown off the track as well as we go down Lakeside towards Island Bend for the first time in this new 6-lap race. Rowbottom leads, and they're all bumping back into each other now as well. Senna Proctor getting a little tap there as well. Did he manage to keep it round? Yes, Bordley on the back of Ollie Jackson as well. One ball with Dan Lloyd. Osborne is on the inside line as well. Yes, as well. We saw good there as well as the number 12 got through as well as Stephen Jelly. Jelly not getting spun around there as well. Bordley gets a little whack there as well from the side of Osborne. And Osborne really now offers Dan Lloyd dropping back. So is Jack Goff. Jack Goff dropping down the order of 31. He's forced Ollie Jackson off the road. They're 3 abreast. Up the hill now as well through Clay Hill into Druids for the first of officially 6 times in this race. And they're all slipping around. Very good start, actually, to this second half of the race as well. I was expecting something a lot different. So, lap 1 complete. Lap 2 starting for 6 laps. Rowbottom leads from Shedden. Pole position, not a great start. There's more bodywork getting flown around there of curbs that have been replaced, and that must be Plato dropping that off as well from that damage of the car. 3 abreast further back as well. Sutton and Turkington to 18th and 19th. Chilton's dropped down the order as well. Jade Edwards down into 22nd. She lost 5 places on the restart. Sam Schmeldt going off wide as well. Jack Mitchell trying to throw it up the inside. But it's Dan Rowbottom leading this race from Shedden. Somebody was sliding there. And that is who? Sam Osborne bumping and balling down at Cascades after he slid off the track. And he's now fallen right to the back of this race. On board once again. We're looking on board with Dan Lloyd. Looking ahead to Ollie Jackson as well. That was 13th and 14th as we approach now down into the Hislops chicane. Chilton looking to the inside of Ingram. Ingram holding his position as well. Chilton tried to go for a little bit of a manoeuvre. Didn't pay off as well. Side-by-side action further up as well. Shedden on the back then once again of Dan Rowbottom. Rowbottom needs to hold on to it. Shedden is pushing hard as they come through Druids under the Warwick Bridge in towards Lodge Corner. And Shedden looks to go, wants to move, looks for the move, nearly into it, into Lodge Corner, backs out of it, Rowbottom defends the inside line, up we go through Deer Leap as well, and the two Hondas make contact, they're bumping with each other, they still lead this race as we approach half distance, lap 3 of 6, but Rowbottom holds the lead, into turn 1 of the Avenue, oh that was close, Rowbottom almost shut the door on Shedden once again, Shedden looking inside and outside, anywhere to get a manoeuvre, not paying off, can he get a move through Dentons and Cascades, down through the lakeside as well, towards Island Bend. Can we get a move on the inside into Island Bend? Shedden looks for it. Dan Rowbottom knows how to defend the inside line though and does so. Butcher holding off Stephen Jelly. Moffat's in there as well. Plato, Hill, Proctor and Goff make up the top 10. Bordley, Jackson, Lloyd, Cook and Aaron Taylor-Smith, the 15 drivers who will get points in this race. Bonus points though for Shedden and Rowbottom for leading a lap here, so they're going to get a few more to the championship hunt. And that's Josh Cook sliding that BTC Racing through Hislops and up through Knickerbrook. On board with Dan Rowbottom then for the House of Racing Honda as well, and sliding now through Druids as well as they go underneath the bridge. You can see into the eyes of Dan Rowbottom now. They're usually just so wide open, so focused on the positions as well. He goes a little bit too deep through the lodge, up through now Deer Leap to start lap 4. Shedden's all over the back of him, but he's too far back to make a move, surely into turn 1 at the Old Hall and the Avenue. Shedden locks up a little bit as well. Rowbottom throwing the car in long. Shedden with the fastest lap of the race, a 1:26.935 as well, holding it together. Shedden looking to the inside, not paying off. And now Sutton is now, I think, up into the points. Yes, Ash Sutton up into 15th place after starting this race in 24th. So Sutton has done what he needed to do and make overtakes in the early half of this race, and it has worked perfectly. I can tell you now there's a little bit of drama there. Down towards the hairpin as Chilton almost gets past round the back by Colin Turkington as well. Ingram under pressure. He's trying to get through an Aaron Taylor-Smith who's slow. Cut to the front. Butcher for 4th place. Holding off Stephen Jelly as well. Moffat got a little bit of a bad exit there as they still run up now the hill. It's lap 4 of 6. You can see Rowbottom leading this race. He's got now a 3/10 gap over Shedden. Battle for 4th is brewing between Butcher and Jelly. The gap 0.182. So a tenth of a second. 2/10, nearly, yeah, 10th and a quarter bit. And that's a great move from Jelly, looking up the inside into the lodge. Doesn't want to tag the back of Butcher there and have another red flag. The race would be called at that point, by the way. Lap 5 of 6 then here. And everyone's still holding on together. Little bit of bumping and balling. And it's an independent drivers. 1, 2, 3. Butcher 4th at the moment. All looking good. And Jenny Gow's just texted as well, saying that the teams have been advised by the FIA that a wet start is very, very likely. So if you're watching the F1 with us, wet race looks possible. Hold on to your hats, folks. It's going to be a ding-a-ling-ling race. As we're on the penultimate lap here of the first race of the day for the British Touring Cars. Calm down a little bit, 5 minutes. So around about half the distance of the old race gets put into this one as well. So we've had a full race with a red flag in the middle. As Rowbottom holds off, Shedden just behind. Getting a little bit too close for comfort, as well as Jelly bouncing over the curves as well. Butcher doesn't know where to look. Hopefully he'll know where to look in a second and have a little bit of a nice, relaxing manoeuvre. But on to the last lap. Let's have a replay. And this is at Island Bend. What are we looking at? Oh, Josh Cook getting forced off by Ash Sutton. So Sutton has moved up to 14th, Cook's down to 15th. Last lap the call for round 10 of the Quick Fit British Touring Car Championship. It's been a while after 55 minutes. Finally, we can conclude this race. As, yeah, Butcher still holding off as well. The top three status quo. After lap 1, the battle for 4th, though, is changing. Butcher, Jelly and Moffat closing in on each other. Butcher had a poor exit of the avenue, down through Denton's, into Cascades. And Jelly can't find a way through at the moment. Butcher still holding his way. Lovely race here at the moment as we're seeing, and Moffat trying to go around the outside of Stephen Jelly, coming into the island hairpin. Butcher defends the inside line. Jelly goes for that inside line, blocking Moffat further back. That's Sam Osborne getting out of the way of the leaders at the front of Rowbottom, Shedden and Morgan. 1, 2, 3. It's going to be a Honda 1-2 here for the first time at Oulton Park in a long, long time. Honda back up top. And Rowbottom and Shedden will have lap 1 of this race as well. Fantastic as Osborne gets out of the way. So Dan Rowbottom coming up as well. He hasn't had a win so far this year. Hasn't even had a second. He's had a 3rd place finish. But now for Dan Rowbottom, it's his first ever British Touring Car win. It's a 1-2 for Honda. Dan Rowbottom wins round 10 of the Quick Fit British Touring Car Championship from Gordon Sheridan in 2nd. Adam Morgan holds off for 3rd place as well. Then it's 4th for Butcher, Jelly 5th, Moffat 6th, Plato 7th as well. Hill 8th, Proctor 9th, Goff 10th, Bordley 11th, then Jackson 12th, Lloyd 13th, Sutton 14th gets some points, and Josh Cook into 15th. Out of the points, 16th for Aaron Taylor-Smith, Tom Chilton is 17th, Turkington 18th, Ingram 19th, Jack Petel 20th, Jade Edwards is 21st, Jack Mitchell 22nd, Sam Schmelt 23rd, and Sam Osborne 24th. Out of the race, Tom Oliphant, Chris Smiley and Gary Paffett, and non-starter was Nick Hamilton. Well, that's it then, folks, for round 10 of the championship and the first race of the day. We'll be on air shortly then for the Formula One's Grand Prix coming up as well. Can't wait for that next up as well, because as you well know, it's going to be an absolute cracker. Thanks for your company here. Rain coming in Oulton Park as well. Rain definitely coming in elsewhere. Dan Rowbottom wiping away the tears. His first win in the touring cars and his first win for Honda. Thanks for your company. We'll see you later for race 2. And join us next for the Formula One's Wet Hungarian Grand Prix. Bye for now.